the
Get it. Coverage presented tonight by the Asphalt Racing Network. Sponsored by Decals, Paint and Photoshop for all your paint needs on iRacing. And of course, Young Hitter Collectibles for all your action raced pieces, whether that be raced versions or just Holy Grail collector's pieces. Go ahead and find us on Whatnot. Right now, qualifying underway for the American Stock Car Racing League. It is a beautiful Monday as we are back here for another one. And a little bit of a surprise to me as I didn't expect it, but we have Blake Sharrow and, of course, the people's champ, Mickey, or shall I say Papa, Mickey Stewart.
Glad to be back, baby. It's always fun, man. Look forward to each and every time I can step in the booth with you.
hell yeah, brother, we back. It's always fun, man. Yeah, looking forward to hopefully not too long of a race tonight.
One can only hope, but we will have to just wait and see right now as the drivers are getting under qualifying. Sorry, we're a little bit later than normal. I know we've been up for about 20 minutes so far. There was a problem with the session, so we had to recreate the session, wait for all the guys to join in the correct session, but we are ready to go now. Even with a 20-minute delay, we're going to have to hope that there isn't a 20-minute delay with the racing now. You know, we saw some crazy fights last week. Oh, look, Aaron Wright's on the track here tonight. We got some crazy
Speaking of
fights here.
fights,
Go ahead.
I was like, speaking of fights, Aaron Wright is on the track tonight, so
This
y'all watch
guy.
out.
Now, of course, you know, that's actually a bit of a surprise to me. I didn't know he was jumping in here.
Yeah, it was a late addition to ASCRL, so yeah, I think about 5 minutes before the session was over, the practice session, he had hopped in, so the extra person to root for tonight. Okay.
Now, of course, Gen 6 cars one more time. I really have to get this schedule input on the screen. Let me go ahead and see if I can do that for you guys real quick so you guys can also keep up with us on a weekly basis. Season 1 schedule. Bear with me for a second if it just randomly pops up on your screen. There we go. Season 1 schedule now on your screen. Let me go ahead and fix it. Bow. Of course, we have done a lot so far. We've already done 2 weeks of the next gen, 2 weeks of the trucks, the Gen 6 Xfinity. All done. We are on the first race of the Gen 6 cars here at Daytona tonight. Moving to Talladega next week to finish off the regular season. Then, of course, we move to the first round of playoffs at Daytona in the trucks. That will be followed up by Xfinity to finish the round of 12 out at Dega. Then we go to Gen 4 at Daytona for the round of 8. Gen 6 will finish it at Talladega for the round of 8. Of course, next gen for Daytona for the final 4. And the points champ choice track for the championship race. And of course, it is the team champ's choice for which car is driven for that race.
I like it. It changes up things. It adds strategy to the league. You're not just running the same car week in, week out. You know, we are, you know, running these tracks multiple times. So instead of the tracks changing every week, or, you know, the cars kind of change. So it's a different aspect of racing. I like it. And so far it's worked pretty well for this league.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mick. It's also nice that the team champs get the choice of the last for the final race. It adds some incentive for your team doing well, and yeah, I love how they have the league set up, how it alternates between different series, makes it more fun to watch, not just for the not just for the drivers, to race these cars every week, but it's also fun for the viewers to see how these dudes run in each series. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Now, of course, if the season were to end today, that team champ choice would be going to Candy Shack Motorsports. They have the most starts out of everybody at 40. Second place team for that would be Two Broke Racing at 35. Now, Candy Shack has been sitting in the lead for a long time now. They have 254 total points. Second on the points is HM Motorsports at 230. And of course, Slightly Dangerous Racing making 2 position changes on the team standings after race 8 at Talladega, sitting in third at 230.0, so only point 0.8 away from a second place, but still a 20-point gap to Candy Shack Motorsports. So if this season were to end right now, it looks like Candy Shack is going to be the one choosing the car. Now, of course, drivers are finishing qualifying right now. And I feel like I have no track audio. No, I got some track audio. It's just the camera. Right now, looking at the 4 car of Corey Rainey with his qualifying time, Vicente Guerrero. He is on the track again, chasing another win. Josh Ball as well is here tonight. Sam Taylor in the 9 on the track right now. Woo, what a clean scheme.
That is nice.
What a beautiful Mountain Dew scheme. That is a literal $1,000 die cast, I would know. So it's probably just as cheap as it ever could be right here on the track tonight until the damage starts accruing. But that is literally a Chase Elliott holy grail at literally $1,000 price range. So good taste here tonight. But of course, looking like we're going to have 28 to 27 cars here at the full extent of the night. The last few cars getting their qualifying times done now. And then we, of course, will move over to the grid. Now, of course, looking at it, there are 2 races and 1 cut line. Holloway at this point in time is virtually locked in, but he is not untouchable. Of course, the headlines going into this week for the ASCRL newsletter: the King's Shambles. Is there finally an opening? He has 3 wins, a 75-point lead, but 18th place finish last race. Of course, for the first race, for the first time all season, Holloway looked to be human, and something not superhuman. Of course, that was more than likely a drop race for him, as that was most likely his worst finishing position. But is the momentum slowing down for the Candyman?
Yeah, we'll see, man. He's raced so good so far this season. I don't think any momentum slowing down. He just had a rough race last week. I'm sure he'll pick it up tonight. He's been, like I said, he's been great all season so far in the races he's been a part of. So I don't see it slowing down. Even not even his momentum. He'll do a lot better tonight than he did last week, and I think he'll be fighting for a podium spot. once again.
I think you're right, Blake. I think he'll bounce back. The kind of driver he is. He's shown it all week. And and this race has drop races as well, so that will more than likely be a drop race later this season. So got to shake it off and get yourself back up front tonight.
Now, of course, for the pole position here tonight, Guerrero takes another one. Sitting in second place is going to be Josh Ball. Of course, in third is Adam Kilday, with Daniel Holloway in fourth place. Dylan Picklesimmer is going to round out your top five. Just outside of the top five is going to be Sam Taylor. Joshua Riddle sitting in seventh. Tyler Hurt in eighth. Dwayne Corbett in ninth. And of course, rounding out your top 10 is going to be Ethan Horst.
Sorry, I forgot I went to push to talk. 11th, Corey Rainey. 12th, Russ Hancock. 13th, Kristen Rhodes. 14th, Tate Greer. 15th, Todd Poston. 16th, Dalton Gibson. 17th, Eric Rodman. 18th, Alan Hess. 19th, James Manderud. And then 20th, your first time making his debut tonight in 20th, Aaron Wright.
And then we got Zachary Stevens at 21, Trevor Yates at 22, Jeremy James at 23, Stephen Alessi, 24th, Matt Banky, another one of our favorites, at 25, Matthew Wilson at 26, and Daniel Half, that did not qualify, he is sitting last place at 27.
Big grid here tonight. Drivers are ready to go as hell's bells are ringing through the arena. Of course,
last week's winner. Just a quick update. This last week's winner, the number one of Christian Rhodes, I believe, starting 13th tonight, claimed his second win of the season last week. Has 2 stage wins, 31 stage points, second on all drivers, and moves up to 7th in points. So keep an eye out for that number one, putting together a great season so far.
Now, of course, pace lights off, which means we are going to be green this time for the first laps for the American Stock Car Racing League in the Gen 6 cars. And from my knowledge, it might be dicey tonight, boys. Pace car off for the first time here tonight in the restart zone on the flag man. Vincente, the number 14, going to take us to green flag. Now, the first few laps of Gen 6 are underway.
No surprise with 14 and the 33 being the 1 and 2 on the start. It looks like it's been a very common thing for them to start it out every race.
Right now, drivers really having to get comfortable with these cars. These cars are not forgiving. They do not care. They will take the most damage. They're almost like the Gen 4 cars. They're a little bit more resilient, but you can get damage on these cars with a 6-minute window in your future. Very quick here tonight. What we've seen before might be a precursor for the Gen 6. A lot of drivers are hoping not. I think get a little hairy. Right now, looking pretty comfortable. Top 3, top 4, 5, all single file. Guerrero still in the lead. Kilday in second. That is 2 teammates, 1 and 2 right now. Josh Ball in third. Holloway in fourth. And Hurt rounding out the top 5. Down to 21, the Candyman on the inside line. Leading that inside line right now, trying to make something shake of it. He is a little bit off the pace as they are trying to get that bottom line together. What we've always seen from Daytona, that top line does prevail, but all this wiggling we're seeing is going to hurt their speeds.
Yeah, up front, we're getting used to that 14 and 85 leading a line, whether it's top or bottom. We're we're getting used to them being up front. Right now, they are hooked up on that top line and just keeping it out front. The 33 ball went down low to join Holloway, able to make up a little ground. The bottom just not quite as organized. As you see, the top pulls away again here on the backstretch.
Yeah, it seems like a current trend on these speedways. That top line is usually the go-to for the most part. Maybe we'll see something different tonight. These are different cars than the ones we've seen the last 2 weeks in Xfinity. So yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be the same on that top line, at least on the restart. It just seems that's a trend that's always they got tight up there on top, moving up. Yeah, that top line just seems to be the best one in these past races. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that'll keep going tonight.
Of course, they are dog eat dog right now. You don't know who's going to take that advantage out early. Still early to call, of course. Lap 4 right now. You know we have that 50-lap break for stint 1 and 2. So these drivers have a 50-lap run right now to get everything situated. Of course, a lot of breakups on the track already. Seems like the top 15, I believe, are all kind of scattered together. Maybe even farther than 15. Seems like Poston in 18th, Alessi in 19th. Doesn't seem to have a break off until the 78 of Aaron Wright in 20th. So the top 19 drivers are all together, and then these drivers not really wanting to, boot scoot their boogie a little too early here and possibly be in the middle of a wreck. And, it might be a wise idea with it being Daytona. Even a restrictor plate or a super speedway, whatever you want to call it in general. These cars inherently wash into the outside wall in a wreck. So it might be wise for those cars that are sitting in the back now to be there. They're going to have enough time to see that wreck in front and put the brakes on to avoid it.
Definitely. You've seen the 78 of Aaron Wright and Matt Binky, the 35 in the back. Binky had a rough week last week, needs to get it back on track. So I believe, 78 and 35, they're just going to hang back trying to see how things work out. Last week was a little rough, so like you said, you can get caught up too easy. Just lay back for now. You can't win the race if you don't make it to the second half.
Yeah, for sure. We've raced with the 78 and 35 a lot. They're going to try to be looking at the long run, not just at the beginning. They want to try to finish strong, and one way to finish strong is not always hanging in the back, because you have more of a chance for getting caught up in something. If you can kind of get in the back and keep your eyes on everything, you might have a better chance of avoiding future wrecks. I'd imagine they're going to make a nice push later on in this race, but we got a lot of racing to go, so we got some time before we see 78 and 35 make some moves.
Now, of course, Tyler Hurt getting the lead there on the top side. They're pretty neck and neck right now. There's not one line that's been inherently able to pull away so far. We've seen that top line get to about 3 or 4 car lead distance, but they haven't been able to do anything with it right now. Of course, you do have some winners within the top 5. Guerrero claiming 1 win. Holloway, I believe, on win number 3. Looking for 4. I mean, you still have a lot of drivers that have been in some bad situations throughout the rest of the season that are still trying to pull their way up. One kind of comes to mind for me is Christian Rhodes. He's currently sitting in 11th right now. Rhodes, his breakthrough was kind of at the perfect time for him. Of course, it's the right time, the right moment. Rhodes enters the chat. He's claimed his 2nd win on the season. He has 2 stage wins and 31 stage points. 2nd amongst all the drivers. Up to 7th in points, 29 above the cut line. He's been fast all season. Now he really has to finish the story here. I mean, this could be the start of a league season, a late season surge for him, but we've seen him come up on the short end of the stick a lot. So, I mean, there are some guys that are still trying to push their cars, their mental, and just their physical to the limit at this point in time.
Yeah, Rhodes, he had a very nice win last week. I imagine his momentum is through the roof. That's a second win on the season, like you said, so very big going into these playoffs. It's not about, a lot of people, they have good starts to the season, man, but I'd rather have my wins right before the playoffs. And because if you have that momentum going into the playoffs, it's going to be tough to beat you. Because we know this sport is all about momentum. I've seen a lot of guys in leagues have such a good start and they just kind of fall flat on their face when it comes to when the lights get bright at the end of the season, during the playoffs. And Rhodes, it's like him and his teammate Pickle Simmer, they've been killing it, as of late. So I can see Rhodes have his momentum keeps building and building, and I expect him to have another good finish tonight, barring any you know unlucky accident. So yeah, Mike, I can't wait to see him go into the playoff. And I honestly cannot wait to see these guys, these teammates in the playoffs if Pickleson can hold on and make it. He did make the play. He is in the cut, by the way. So it's going to be fun to watch them guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, you bring up the cut, like looking at our top 10 here. The 97 I heard he's 18 points above the cut line right now. There's a lot of drivers in contention for the cut line. Another driver in the top 10, Hancock, is only 3 points above the cut line. So these guys really want to finish with a good race tonight, get farther above that cut line if they can. But Eric Rodman, 1 point below the cut line, running in 8th place right now. So a lot of drivers in contention still coming to the end of the regular season.
I mean, Rodman is another one. He has been strong. He's had the car to do what he's needed to do. It's just wrong place, wrong time. I mean, like you were saying, Rhodes now up, I believe, 4 positions, sitting comfortably within the top 10, just outside of the top 5 by 2 in 7th. Rodman, he has had really good performance this season. He just hasn't been able to capitalize when he needs to. He's in 13th right now, 205 points. No stage wins, no race wins, but he's been able to do it all off the strength of finishing positions. So, I mean, it is possible to put yourself in a good position. It's just very difficult to do so at the late stages of the race. Of course, looking at it, he has not been to every race, as he does have a difference on laps on the track to the rest of the drivers above him, especially within the top 10, but they're not separated by too much. So it seems like, of course, he could use that missed race as a possible drop, because if he used a provisional, it would have gave him last place points, which, would kind of boost him a little bit. I mean, now comfortably sitting on the track in 5th place, and there's a wreck right in front.
Oh, no.
The 78 around. 5 cars involved in that. Seems to be Taylor, Horst, possibly Jeremy James as well. Hancock, Pickle Simmer, and Aaron Wright. Looks to be all involved in that, as we were just given props. Now Hancock going to move down to 12th as he was involved in that wreck. Just a literal track blocker. They were already spinning here. Just looks like a bad stack up. Kind of got out of his line. Got forced to the inside. Had nowhere else to go. Came back up just a little bit. Started spinning that 96. And it just all went downhill from there. 15 of Horst got involved with it. 97 as well. Holloway kind of just squeaking by with a little bit of damage. Man, Banky catching some damage.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like the 96 went a little high on the exit, whether it's get fresh air or just the momentum carried him up a little bit. Allowed the 78 to get just underneath him. 78 moved down, let the 96 back down, and it just kind of pinballed from there. Just wasn't quite enough room for everybody.
Yeah, that's going to happen a lot at these tracks. All it takes is one small, messed up, or you think you're clear but you're not. And on these tracks, you're going so fast. It's such a tight pack. All it takes is one, wrong movement at the wrong time, and you got cars flying in the air. So, yeah, very unfortunate for 78 to get involved in this first race. But he'll get it fixed up and get back out there.
Now, of course, almost the entire field into pits this time. 2 meatball flags on the field. Looks to be awarded to Zach Stevens and Jeremy James. Some close fights exiting pits there. Not too many right now.
And kudos to the boys there. We opened up with, I think, 14, 15 green flag laps. So kudos to the boys for cleaning it up.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the guys that are, sitting outside that cut line that we were talking about a couple moments ago. It's very important for those men just to do their best to stay out of those wrecks. If it's damaged, a little bit damaged, fix it up, get back out there. And also, last week we talked about the cut line. It's so important and it matters race to race. Because last week it was Pickle Simmer that was sitting outside, out of the out of the playoff standings, and he finished second last week. Had a really good finish. Now he's in ninth in points. So, from last week he was looking, out to end, and he delivered under pressure. And that's how each race, it just shows how important it is to show up and do your best, man. Because even if you're multiple points down, you think your season's over. It just takes one good race, just have you a good finish, and there's no telling what can happen. So the guys that are below that cut line that we spoke about, Rodeman, Breland, Taylor, and Stevens, this could be their race where they jump back in for next week. So yeah, there's plenty of racing to go, and I can see any of these guys, jumping in there.
See, and another situation with Pickle Simmer as well. He has led he's led laps, especially with his teammate Christian Rhodes. Think it's also Taylor as well on the team with them. I could be wrong, but I believe it is also the 9 of Sam Taylor, the 3-car team. They have all had their hand up in the pot within the top 3, top 5. Rhodes and Pickle Simmer have found themselves in hot water with wrecks. But I mean, to see Pickle Simmer back up in the top 10, sitting in 9th right now, 230 total points, 22 stage points, only 1 stage win, just 11 points behind Chase Greer in 8th with no wins. I mean, it is a good feat. Of course, he's been to all 8 races, but he's 106 points behind the leader. So the lead position, that number 1 spot, not really looking to be accomplished from Pickle Simmer, but of course he can still manage a good playoff run just based off of position.
And going off that conversation, that just proves how consistency is key in this league. Like you said, Horse sitting in second place in points, but yet to win a race. He's here every week. He puts in his laps. He puts together good races. He's just consistent. He finishes the races. So then he's getting the points, which puts him up in second. Like you said, Pickle Simmer, he's been consistent here lately. So now he finds himself on the inside. So consistency is key, not necessarily winning every race.
Yeah, I mean, just be consistent, and you're going to find yourself in the playoffs every season. Just try to do your best to keep your head on a swivel. I know it's tough on these big tracks, but man, if you there goes another one. Binky entered the field. But yeah, if you just keep your head on a swivel, it didn't look like Binky did there, but keep your eyes in front of you, man. You do your best avoiding stuff. You don't even have to have your best race to finish, get a good top 15, top 10 finish week in and week out.
Now the field practically flipped here on the restart with that first caution out. Corey Rainey and Chase Greer now fighting side by side for the lead. Rainey up 10 positions, Greer up 12. Joshua Riddle sitting in third, up 4 positions from where he started. And of course, Trevor Yates in fourth, 18 positions up from where he started. And now Rodman back in the top 5 after he went down to 12. 12 positions up from where he gridded here tonight.
Going back to that restart, looks like there was a big stack up on that bottom line. Binky got caught up right in the middle of it, got pushed down to the inside, got loose in the grass. He's back on the track. Single car accident doesn't warrant a caution for iRacing, but he is back on track. He is off pace, but I'm sure he'll be fine getting himself back in the contention.
Hey, it's a good thing you can't make contact with that pace car. That would have been some extra damage for old Binky sliding through the infield.
Yeah, it kind of hurts.
And like we,
knowing how much time we have left, he should be able to make that up.
Well, and staying on the Binky topic here, he's cooling off at the wrong time. 13th place finish last week, drops him to 6th in points. Still well on the inside for the playoffs, but he really needs to put together a couple of races here coming up soon.
Could have been a little bit higher in the lead right now if he did have that one win. Of course, that last lap incident that had the win stripped from him. With that win still being awarded, the point situation for Binky would be looking way different right now. Now, of course, Todd Poston in the lead. Tyler hurt, and it looked like a whole car just went off the track there to the infield. We had tight zoomed-in cams. I could be wrong, but there seems to be a car on there.
The 71, Trevor Yates, third in line on that bottom line, got a heck of a push from behind, and it just got him loose. But
what
again,
save.
Beautiful save, single car accident, no caution, back on track.
Now Yates going to be way far off the pace as he is on the field by himself now, and that is going to hurt his times. He's going to fall off the pace a lot. He's already 12 seconds behind the leader and slowly growing. I mean, there you go. There's the entire lead pack. A little bit of contact with Holloway there. Greer into the wall. Believe caution will be out. He looks like he's broken a right front axle. He is not able to go at all. Will make it into pits. Still no caution now, and that one is shocking as that was on the top side of the track.
Looks like the league is trying to minimize cautions tonight, which is understandable. Unfortunately for him, this is going to put him multiple laps down, or I believe he has a fast repair, so at least 1 lap down, maybe 2. But again, there's still a lot of race left, so he's got time to recover.
Yeah, broken right front axle there in shambles. So thankfully he had that caution at the right place at the track. He didn't have to get it towed. So he will be able to advance as now he's already back out after using that fast repair. And boys, what would you know? The 88 of Pickle Simmer now in the lead.
You look away for a second, and all of a sudden he's there.
as the 40 of Chase Greer now officially goes a lap down as the leaders have passed. Lap 25 out of 100. We are now just a quarter way through the race. Only one caution thrown right now. And it is looking like these guys are way more comfortable in these Gen 6 cars than what most of us would have imagined. Of course, you got Corey Rainey in the lead now. Daniel Holloway sitting in second. Tyler Hurt in third. Poston in fourth. Picklesimmer now down to fifth place. Sam Taylor in the 9 just behind, and Joshua Riddle in the 12 car in seventh. Slowly catching up to them is Alan Hess in eighth. Daniel Half a long ways off, about 3 seconds. That is a 32 car, up 18 positions, sitting in ninth. Vicente Guerrero rounding out your top 10 right now, and of course just outside is the 33 of Ball, and Jeremy James in 12th. Rodman sitting comfortably in 13th, but of course we've seen him in the top 5 so far, so we know that's not where he's going to want to end his night. This pack doing really good right now, going single file. They know what they have to lose, but they know what they have to gain. So, of course, these drivers working together right now could really be the difference maker before we hit that first stint break.
Yeah, it looks like the front of the pack settling in. Kind of seen that some of these drivers are having a hard time getting these bumpers linked up, synced up. A lot of wiggle in that rear car, and you've seen it cost a couple people so far. So looks like they're getting a little spread out and trying to run some laps here.
Yeah, as the night goes on, they'll get more used to these cars. They're a little squirrely right now. So it's still early in this race. Once we hit that first stage or the back half of the race, they'll spread out a little bit more.
That's normally about how it works too. You always got to get that first little run out of the way. Of course, practice qualifying sets you up for success, but it's always different when you're actually on the track with the competition around you in hardcore mode. I mean, these guys don't come out here for fun. Yes, it is still all for fun, but at the end of the day, there is a lot of bragging rights and serious competitive energies and attitudes on these tracks once these guys get in these cars.
Some of these drivers, all these drivers in all your leagues, they invest hours and hours and hours into practicing for these races. So although it is for fun, there is a lot invested in these leagues, and so it heats it up a notch for sure.
Now lap 28. 21 Holloway currently in the lead, sitting pretty comfortable right now. I don't think these drivers are going to want to start switching up too early. I feel like if we're going to see anything, it's going to be the leader falling back because of using too much gas. Now, of course, something we haven't touched yet, the gas saving. It is the Gen 6 cars. We know they can save a little bit. Of course, the bigger the pack, the better the save. These guys are really spread out right now, so you can't save too much. But do you think that this early on at lap 29, factoring a few laps, even half laps, would actually benefit, as you won't have to go in for too much at the stage break in 20 laps, which will also kind of put you in a better position for the second stint?
We got 2 packs on the track, it looks like. We got Holloway in the lead, leading those first 7, 8 cars there. Or it looks like 6 cars. No, yeah. 2, 4, 6, 7 cars there. And then back behind them, we have another group of about 10 cars that are lined up with the ball leading them. Been watching the times, and they're able to close a little bit of gap, but it's a big gap between them. But yeah, we got 2 packs running single file right now, getting settled in.
Yeah, one of the worst things too is when you're talking a lot, then your mic's muted. That's one of my favorite things about being in the booth. You wondering why ain't nobody replying, and then you realize that your mic's muted.
Been there, done that, buddy. Multiple times. So what were you trying to say, Blake?
I've already lost my train of thought. I was replying to what you said. But,
Second pack goes in for green flag stops.
it's a good way to do it. Stay in the pack so you can get back out there and catch a draft and not lose too much time. If you go down pit lane by yourself, man, if you better get lucky and hope you getting out at the right time, or you'll get caught real quick.
Now, this is kind of reminiscent of the Daytona 500 opener for NASCAR, the Cup Series. You saw that second pack go in early, and it really pushed them to the lead. It was all the Fords up front, Blaney, Logano, and, now we're kind of seeing the same thing here. That second pack go in early. Will this kind of help them out? I mean, lap 33, of course, now with a pit, you'll be able to make it to the end. But with the drivers now coming behind them, those are the lead lap pack. 21 of Holloway. There's still about 4 or 5 cars in that pack, and I don't think everybody pitted from that pack, so it should still be about a 6 to 7 car pack. I mean, compared to your 4 to 5, now the leader's going to be closer to you than what it would have been if you went in a little bit later.
Yeah, we had a 5-car stop. I believe the Tide car might have got a speeding penalty there. I'm not 100% sure. So the 4 cars that pitted that are lined up right now, the 14 of Guerrero, 33 of Ball, 11 of Rainey, and it looks like, I believe that's the 85 there. So they're kind of linked up, trying to stay in front of these lead lap cars.
Yeah, it's always a race within the race, when you got to deal with pit and then getting back out and standing. There's just a lot that goes on these tracks, and that's what makes these tracks so exciting. Because you got to have people around you to do good. Even when you win races, it's not all because of you. It's because the guys behind you pushing you most of the time. Luckily for them, they stop at the same time. They're on a good cue to keep good speed and not get caught up too. And yeah, I'd imagine they're gonna, whenever caution comes out, if there is one, they'll get back in that pack and compete to try to get up there in the lead.
Excuse me, that's the 11 of Dwayne Corbett. Getting my leagues mixed up before he runs too many leagues.
Yeah, I thought that was Corey too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, he's still in the 4 car, guys. And that whole front pack now going to be pitting in 3 wide for the entrance. Holy hell. What an insane situation.
Be curious to see if any penalties come out of that. Definitely some locked up brakes coming into there, and like you said, 3 wide in the pits is crazy.
No black flags. Nobody was issued a black flag for that. Insane. 3 wide entrance. I have never seen that. I mean, if that was the end of the race, holy hell, that could have costed a lot of people some positions.
Well, kudos to them then, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, disaster almost struck on that one.
Could have been very bad. I kind of want to go back and watch this again, man, because good Lord, that was close. Oh, not good enough. Apparently, right now we're too far. No, let's just back it up. We ain't got time to waste.
In the words of my man Chris Berman, back.
Look at this entrance. All three of them scatter, giving each other enough space. 3 wide entrance into pits.
Now you see the yellow cone there. You got to be the speed at that yellow cone. So they were all down there, man. That's awesome.
Now the 14 of Guerrero in the lead at lap 37. Ball in second. Corbett in third. Kilday in fourth, with Holloway now rounding out your top 5. Just outside is going to be Hurt in 6th, Taylor in 7th, Picklesimmer in 8th, Poston in 9th, and Hess rounding out your top 10. It's been a very close race so far, and a very good one.
Been exciting to call so far. Green flag stops, always a good thing. Definitely shakes stuff up. Puts the 33 a ball and some of those guys in that second group right in the mix now with that lead group of Holloway and some of these other drivers.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not surprised to see them guys up at the front like they always are with Ball and with Vicente, and then you got Holloway up there as well, making noise. It's just same thing, different week with these guys.
What a save that was. Did anyone catch that number?
I did not.
I believe that was the 85. That's the 85 at Kilday. Another good save. Saves all day, baby. Saves all day like it's a hockey team out here.
Now, of course, right now, lap 40, 10 more laps to go. Ball is in the lead. Of course, this has been commercial-free coverage of the first 50 laps. A little bit different. We haven't done first 50. We normally do 25 here, but Gen 6 cars, as I know from Saturday, can be very exciting.
Yeah, and it helps that it's been pretty green for the most part, so that helps a lot as well.
I mean, the fact that we're already 34 minutes, about to be 35 now, in like about 4 seconds, and we have hit lap 41 with no incidents. Well, of course, there's been a few, but of course, like no major incidents where, you know, no big track blockers. We still have all the cars on the field right now. You know, it seems like the Gen 6 cars are the turnaround for American Stock Car.
That might just be the answer. Other leagues take note.
Well, unfortunately, the setups were nerfed, so you don't have an entire season. You got to see a lot of duplicates. The only unfortunate thing with Gen 6 cars. Oh, Holloway looks to get a little bit loose there. He actually was able to save at that time too. So a lot of saves happening here tonight, and it's been a little tricky for some of these guys. Seems like, you know, they're not used to that aero package, and some of the cars kind of wanting to break. I mean, these cars do not care what you're doing. They don't care who you are. They don't care how long you've been driving. If you break loose in these cars, it's about unsavable, and we've seen many saves tonight. So that goes to show these drivers have been putting in the time on the track that they've needed all week for this race.
Although we've had some heavy pushing and some bumps, I really think the drivers are showing a lot of respect out on the track tonight, giving extra space. Yeah, the 14 kind of came down in the 21 a little bit there, but, you know, that was the 21 coming down, giving the 14 space for his move or to make sure they were both able to stay on the track. So, like I said, although there's been some good bumps and some good shoves, I do believe there's a lot of respect out on the track tonight.
I mean, that's a big thing about racing. You know, a lot of people will say you have to give respect. It is earned. It's not given. So, you know, if you have an encounter multiple times with the same person, you're not going to care for them in the next few races, or if not the rest of the season. You know, and it's that really can hurt you, especially if it's not a teammate. I mean, if you're a solo car and here you are, you know, just running a race, aggressive as hell every week, and now you're in a must-win situation, or at a point that you really need that help from somebody else, you're not going to get it due to the way you've been racing. And I feel like a lot of these guys don't want to step on other people's toes or step on their own. And, you know, what we're seeing here tonight could be the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow right before we start the playoffs, too.
If anyone from iRacing's watching, I just want to make a suggestion that just add post-race fights in the pits. We could settle a lot of issues.
Throwing haymakers out there like Chad saying.
Short track racing, baby.
Throw a helmet like Tony, baby.
That's not short track racing.
Oh.
Lap 45, 5 more to go for stint 1. Holloway is in the lead, and I still have the last lap time. 32 just got wrecked off the racing surface there. No caution, actually. Yes, as he came back up on the track. Could have been a closer call for Daniel Half, as it should have. Now we're going to watch it here. 32 and the 97 get involved. 32 keeps it clean off the wall. Just didn't lock up his brakes and rotated back up on the track. Took up 2 whole lanes in doing so. Thankfully, those drivers behind him were able to stay on that high side and get around.
He did good keeping it off the wall there. Did go up on the track, like you said, able to get off before any other drivers were involved. So, unfortunately, fortunate for him. We've seen him be involved in a couple of bumps tonight, but I know it brought out the caution, but really, I mean, you could almost call that a save too. So, good driving for the most part. Get her fixed up, get some new tires, and if my math's right, I believe we're coming to a green-white checker for the stint 1.
Yeah, very, like you said, unfortunately fortunate for him. He was able to not take too much damage, and no one else had to deal with it either. They were able to get around him when he was parked up on the track. But hey, no, not too much damage on that wreck, and I'm sure he'll get whatever little damage was he got fixed up real quick and get back out there.
Now, of course, at the time of the caution, Holloway was the leader. Pits are going to be open this time, so you've got to wonder, these drivers going to stay out? Top 5 does. Sam Taylor and Tyler Hurd in, Christian Rose, Stevens in this time, as well as Yates, Matthew Wilson, Chase Greer, and Alessi.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Blake. These cars that pitted, what do you think their overall strategy is coming to the end of the stage with pitting right now?
Man, I mean, honestly, just to get a quick fuel. It looks like some guys are staying out. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like is Ball staying out? It looks like a couple people are still staying out for that stage. So I guess they're not even. Yeah, honestly, yeah, your pit strategy still is just to try to make sure you keep your pace, the correct speed in the pits. You know, get in and get out. You know, don't waste any time. Don't burn your tires up trying to get out of there and spin around. Just have a safe, clean pit. Get back out there so you can, you know, fight for those last, you know, that green white checkered. Since the leader stayed out, you know, like even if like it's the same applies to them. Like if you go in there, you just want to make sure you have a clean. You don't want to go 1 mile under the limit. You want to stay in there, stay right on it, get you a little bit of fuel that you need, and then get back out there.
Now, of course, this is going to give Holloway a really good position here, as he gets to choose where he goes. Feel like he might choose top side.
I would, for sure. I think that's the side you want to be on these restarts.
We are going to see it. If Choose Cone is this time by, they should be getting ready. Lucky Dog getting a lap back, so we are choosing. Of course, Holloway does take that high side.
High side's never a bad choice here, but I was thinking the outside to go with the 33 of all. I think he's a good pusher. So's Pickle Simmer, but so really I'd pick either one to be on my bumper, and then the outside is definitely the right choice. Coming to this green-white checkered. 31 of Poston on the inside of the line there. 88 Pickle Simmer, 4th. Josh Ball, 5th. Adam Kilday, 6th. Vincent Guerrero in 14th. 7th, the 11 of Dwayne Corbet. 8th, number 3 Alan Hess. 9th, the 343 of Russell Hancock. Keep in mind he's battling for the cut line, so these stage points could be huge. And then rounding out your top 10, the 78 of Aaron Wright, making his debut on Monday night.
Base lights are off.
Things are shaking up as we wait for the pace car to drop down off the track. At the restart zone, the 21 of Holloway gets a big jump. 33 goes with him. The 88 of Picklesimmer hops to the top line, leaves the 31 of Poston out to dry, drops back quickly back to 5th, soon to be 6th and even more.
Holy hell, I just looked at chat. I'm sorry to cut you off, Mickey. Bro Sidon, we appreciate the 8 gifted subs, dude. You didn't have to do that.
Let's go. We're going to have to come up with some sort of top donor gift by the end of the year and make this a competition. But y'all got some catching up to do to Bro Sidon, that's for sure. The 33 dropped down to the inside, takes the lead of Holloway, 14 right on his bumper. Bottom line showing momentum in the line right now to be almost clear in the 21 at the start finish line. The 85 at Kilday, 3rd in that bottom line. Austin got himself in the top line, running 3rd in that row in the 6th position. Coming around out of turn 2 down the backstretch. The bottom line with a lot of momentum. Top line just can't get it together. Bottom line definitely running a tighter line and showing the difference in a tighter line compared top to bottom. Coming into 3, door to door. 14 gets loose, bad push on the bottom. Everyone saves it. The 78 dives at the top. The 88, 21 gets together on the outside wall. The 88 of Picklesimmer takes the lead. Coming to the tri-oval, I believe he gets the 21 at the start finish to win. Didn't won.
Oh my God.
But replay department, we're going to have to double check that one.
Oh my God. Hold on. We need the fan cams because that will tell you exactly at the start-finish line what just happened. Holy hell. The closest stage finish I think we have ever seen. Oh, of course, I hit the fast button, not the slow button. Oh, Pickle Simmer barely gets it. Oh my God, we're talking thousandths of a second.
Woo!
Well, I guess if that
Thousandths.
was
Oh my God.
if that was the one to get my feet wet on, I'm calling the last lap. I'm glad it was that one.
I wish I could stop it when it needs to be. There it is. Thousandths of a second.
Gosh.
I mean, just look at this. Well, maybe if we were on the right car. Oh, it wants to do ad pack. Okay. What a close finish for first place. I mean, literally, not even a splitter could make the difference.
Excellent stint one, boys. Congratulations on a good start to the race here. And thanks for making it exciting. That was awesome. I can't wait for the second half of this race.
Holy
Yeah,
hell, man.
that was very I hope we get a finish like this at the end of the race. We missed out on it last week, you know, with it ending after the third green white checkered in overtime. Yeah, what a finish, man. What a like I said, Pickle Simmer, he was looking outside, looking in last week, and now he's in the top 10. And now he just made it a lot harder for the other guys to catch up to him.
You are not lying. Now
So,
Pickle
like,
Simmer's going to be back for
that's
blood after that, man. That is
and
actually going to
shout
be,
out.
believe that's going to be Pickle Simmer's second stage win there.
It looks like Aaron, the newcomer, picked up the sixth place on that end of the stage. So congrats to him as well.
He is now in second place.
And if my math is math in here, Daniel Half of the 32 got the lucky dog. 71 of Trevor Yates, and the 8 of Stephen Alessi, and the 40 of Greer all stayed out. Should get the wave around here and get their laps back. That should put Trevor on the lead lap with the 8 and 40. Should be going from 2 to 1 lap down after this wave around.
My God, man. What a finish. I think that was literally the closest finish we have ever had here on the ARN. I've seen Lucas Lewis and Jordan Fisher literally go within thousandths of a second. But I mean, that was probably a gap of like 002.
Yeah, that. Imagine that being for the end of a race too. Man,
I would have got yelled at. My wife would have killed me. I would have woke up our child.
I believe it.
Now we get to do it all over again for another 50 laps, where hopefully we see another crazy finish. You know, Mickey, now you got me thinking here.
That's never good.
We might have to do a diecast raffle on ARN.
Let's talk about it.
Well, ain't no talking. I got work. I got stock. Might not be what the people want, but it's what the people
Hey,
will
it's
get.
free giveaway. Beggars can't be choosers.
That would be awesome, man. I'm totally down for that.
I'll have to put the thinking cap on. Now to start stage 2, pace car off again for another crazy start. Green flag out this time. Pickle Simmer in the lead now. Of course, Wright still in second, Rainey in third. Holloway in fourth. Taylor running out your top 5 right now. Aaron already on the bumper of the 88, showing he is not playing around. Trying to go to the outside. Pickle Simmer trying to block. And that just caused caution number 4.
Oh. That doesn't look too good for the rookie. We'll have to get a replay and see what happened again.
It's actually got a good one, too. Let's go to the air. As they say, is good old CSI, enhance. There we go. Now let's actually see what happened here.
I always think of Super Troopers were Ramathorns. Enhance. Enhance.
'78 trying to go to the outside. Kind of looked like Pickle Simmer wanted to come up.
Yeah, that was my initial thought as well. Even live, 78. He wasn't going to back down. He's a very, he's a physical driver, one of the good ones. Looked like he tried to take that top side, and Pickle Simmer went up just a little bit, and that was tough. Proud Pickle Simmer didn't just give it that high line to him, so we still got 45 laps till the end. Yeah, you see in that cam, Aaron tries to take the high side, and Pickle Simmer just comes up just a little bit, and that's what caused this accident.
Definitely got a broken toe. You see that wheel cocked to the left, so not good. He's probably already used a fast repair here with the first big hit of the night. If they have 2, he'll have to use that one. If not, he'll be sitting in the pits with some serious time to fix that damage. Nobody's airborne yet. It's actually a shocker.
Hey, Brandon's not racing tonight, so I don't think there'll be too many people in there.
I was gonna tell you didn't put up the flip counter, but I figure we better wait till we get at least one, then we'll throw the counter up.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I don't want to throw it up too early, so we're just gonna keep that in our back pocket right now. Of course, if you guys are hanging around with us, appreciate you tuning in to the Asphalt Racing Network. This is the American Stock Car Racing League. If you haven't, be sure to drop us a follow and make sure you got notifications turned on. This is not the only time we do this. We do this 5 days a week. Call me crazy. 5 days a week. American Stock Car Racing League on Mondays. Right time on Wednesdays for the ARCA Series. Thursdays for the Truck Series. Then, of course, NARIS Truck Series inaugural Season 1 on Friday. And the last ride for the Gen 6 cars as we move to Gen 7 on Saturday. So if you like what you see here tonight, of course the booth does differentiate, but these guys love to follow me around like a lost puppy, I would say, respectfully. So you probably catch the same people, just different guys on the track. Of course, different tracks on a weekly basis, and a lot of different ways these leagues run. American Stock Car Racing League is about the most unique one. I don't think I've ever been a part of a. I've been asked to do super speedway leagues. I've never been a part of one. This is the first. The setup will kind of take you back a little bit when you first join in, but just based off of the interactions I've had with these drivers on and off the track, and just the way it's set up, this is a very unique league. You don't find leagues that do this and can actually prosper. And kudos to them for doing what they're doing now, because it is not easy, and they are making it look easy. And of course, now with the racing getting better this week, playoffs right around the corner, I mean, it's inevitable to see exactly what's going to happen.
You said it, partner. They're making it look easy this week. Kudos to the boys. I don't know if I could handle the stress of a super speedway week in and week out. I white knuckle enough. So then you add in, this cut line. Positions 8th to 14th. We're really, really into the mix. So if I was in that position for the cutoff line, I don't know if my heart would be able to handle it, partner.
Yeah, I agree, man. It'd be a lot, just like you said, week in, week out. I don't think I'd be able to handle it either. While you were speaking, it looks like Aaron Wright in the 78 and Dylan Picklesimmer in the 88 were both given an EOL penalty. Maybe, I guess, the guys in the race control, they thought them dudes were maybe driving a little too aggressive block, stuff like that. So they got them starting in the rear.
It's also going to put Tyler Hurt in first with Poston in second. I mean, right now, going into this week, the cut line is absolutely chaos. There is not one single person safe, as the cut line, as we've said about 3 weeks ago, was going to consistently be a revolving door, and it's been that way ever since. Right now, your current leader, the 97 of Hurt, is in 10th place, 18 points above that cut line. Russ Hancock, who is in third, he is in 11th, 3 points above that cut line. Jeremy James, he is 12th on points, 9th in the race right now. He is literally 206 points, is the current line. I mean, it's pretty tough here. Green flag back out now for the drivers. I mean, looking at some of the drivers out, Rodman sitting in 5th. He is 1 point out from the cut line. Breland is in 14th, 8 points back. Sam Taylor, he's here tonight. He's been trying to get a better finish or a better race in general than what he has been able to output. He's currently sitting in 20th. He's 15th, 12 points away from the cut line. I mean, Zach Stevens is another one, trying to really pull back. He's in 7th right now, just got passed for James for 8th. I mean, he is 20 points away from the cut line in 16th. I mean, 8 all the way to 15th are basically all one race apart, and it is still the same thing we've been harping every week. One bad finish, and your entire season is over.
Oh, very tight. 33 pushed it 3 wide. Set at 85, but he was able to, a little minor bumping, but he was able to take control and get that inside line. And got him into 3rd place, right behind the 71.
You can definitely see a little more intensity in this second stint so far. 3 wide again for what looks like 7th place. As the caution comes out in the back of the field.
Looks
like a Holloway slow. Yeah, looks like they were able to keep it on track though. Yeah, Holloway got sideways, hit into the wall. It looks like he's the primary one that took damage on this. Yeah, they were 3 wide, and I believe that's the number 8 car that got into the back of Holloway. Very unfortunate.
That is the 8 of Alessi.
Yeah, that's is it's with Holloway is luckily Holloway is so high in the points right now. He has you know positions to spare, races to spare if he drops a little bit. He has such a controlling league where if he has two bad races in a row or whatever, he'll still be fine as long as he just kind of picks it up and gets ready for the playoffs. Very unfortunate for him, but there's a bunch of racing to go. I'm sure if he has that quicker pair, or if he doesn't, it's not too bad to where he can get it fixed and get back out there.
And right now, with this caution out, we're going to go to a short commercial break, and we will be back for the green flag. So don't go anywhere and go get some snacks. Appreciate you guys sticking around for us to get a little break up here in the booth, recap, and kind of talk about everything that's been going on so far. One hell of a race. Looking at our recap right now, we've only had 5 cautions. Remember, one of those was the stage break, so -3 laps. There's only been 4 cautions with 11 laps of pacing. The 96 of Rodman is currently your leader. 22 lead changes.
22 lead changes. You expect a lot of lead changes at these tracks, but 22 at this point of the race, that's a big number. That makes it exciting for sure. Speaking of the 96 of Rodman, got a big fan in the chat rooting for him. Looks like his teammate on the outside. They're going to be leading both lines coming to this restart.
Of course, no wind here on the track tonight. 77 degrees, 45% humidity. So it is really good conditions here for some Gen 6 racing. Now Yates and Rodman going to take line 1, both lines, to themselves. Might be a little familiarity like we saw a few weeks ago where the teams try to control the pace of the race. I mean, we are going to be at lap 62 this time by. We still have about 40 more laps to go. Now is the point in time where you start pulling all these last-minute strategies out and trying to figure out what works best, not only for you, but for the team. In the restart zone for Rodman, we are back green. Already going up high to go with the teammate.
Ooh, getting a little bumpy. Oh, gosh. Hope they can control that.
They reckon Vicente Guerrero.
Oh, that was. I seen it. As soon as I seen that top, you could just see the chain reaction, you know, from the very top, and it just kept going, man. It's it's tough. That's part of it.
Let's go ahead and watch the replay, brought to you by Young Hitter Collectibles. See it just on the backside there. Now this is Vicente that was in the wreck, got a huge push from the 25 behind, hit the 32, saved it. But of course, because of that, they wanted to throw the caution out. They didn't want to chance any more damage. Respectable choice.
I agree with it, man. I think that's a good call.
Well, I mean, especially after what we saw with the 32. You know, he went off the track, half went off the track, and just could not keep it down. I mean, it's nothing to do with him. It was the momentum that car had, and came up and blocked 2 major lanes in the middle of a corner. So, I mean, I think after that, they're kind of on edge to make sure that caution gets thrown out pretty quickly within reason. Now, this being the 6th caution of the night, 5th wreck caution. And if you guys don't know, Mr. Jack of all trades, we sell die-cast on Whatnot. Young Hitter Collectibles is the logo in the top right corner that you need to be looking for on Whatnot. As of right now, we are branching into the newer pieces with the authorized newer 124 and 164 Lionel Racing collectibles, and of course still have some old vintage. A lot of Holy Grail pieces you might need for your collection could be there, so be sure to check Young Hitter Collectibles out on Whatnot. You know, Blake, possibly a little bit of good news for what a pit road fake.
Oh my God!
Holy hell!
that got us with the crazy camera up too. Like it's.
Is that legal?
Holy hell! I don't know if that far back's legal. Jesus.
Gosh.
I mean, Jesus.
Man.
I don't know about that, man. So, again, I want to see that from his car. His in point. His in car. I know he cranked the hell out of that wheel.
Man.
Ready? 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 Skirt! Jesus. It looks so much calmer on the inside of that car than it does on the outside.
He about gave himself whiplash.
I mean, just look at this. Just look at this.
It gives you wings.
You know, that is actually fitting for the 33. I feel like that's something Blake would do, and I feel like now that's something he's going to do.
Hey man, I can't. We got the commitment line rules, and but one thing Blake Sherrow does do is I'm gonna stay out there and get my bonus point for my lap sled.
Another thing Blake Sherrow will do, join me in the booth after he wrecks out.
Very true. Yeah, very unfortunate. I didn't join Thursday in after the Truck Series race. I was multitasking and watching the New York Knicks play in the final possession. I could keep my eyes off my other monitor, and I ended up smacking into the wall in my racing it early. And the Knicks lost, so it was a double whammy. But
I would just love to
very
know how
unfortunate.
someone in Alabama turns out to be a Knicks fan.
Man, just growing up, back in the day we had TiVo at my house, and I played basketball my life, and I was up late one night scrolling through, and I seen a rerun on MSG Network, and it was the Knicks. I don't remember who they were playing, but you got to pay for a subscription for MSG Network, or you got to be local. But they do free reruns at like 2 a.m. every night. So I stumbled across it randomly, man, and so for the past 23 years, 22 years, I've been a Knicks fan, and I finally got to live out my dream and go watch them play at MSG in New York in 2024. So yeah, it's a weird story, but that's how I became a Knicks fan.
I am a native New Yorker, and I am not even a Knicks fan.
A lot of people aren't. They've been so bad since the 70s. They had a good stint in the 90s, but that was it.
I really can't talk much crap. You root for a team that'll never get a championship, and my hockey team is never going to get to the playoffs. So it is what it is.
Hey, they can't question my loyalty. They know I got loyalty, and they know I'm not a bandwagon. So
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
looks like the number 9 thought we were doing Daytona Road. He hit the little chicane.
Reminds me of
Hit it.
Peyton.
Yeah, he hit it pretty well too.
I ain't seen someone hit the cane in a long time. Of course, the lights on the pace car are off, and we will be going back green here. Josh Paul, after a crazy pit fake, will be the leader.
There we
Green
go.
flag back out. Here we go again.
33 with a big jump, takes it straight to the outside line.
It's the best line right there. Oh, it was Corey on the bottom. We ain't said his name much online. Mostly because we thought he was a different car.
Well, it doesn't. It's also a Jordan car. The 11's also a Jordan
Yeah,
car.
yeah. That's his main
Oh, the
yeah,
31
that's his main.
posting goes around.
Oh, Holloway gets slammed after being stopped on the apron.
Yeah, it's not a good night for Holloway tonight.
It's been that way for the last
Yeah.
2 weeks. He's been in a lot more wrecks.
Yeah, I was gonna say this would be the second week in a row he's having a rough race. We keep talking about that points lead, but if he keeps having races like this, that points lead is going to diminish some of these other drivers making big moves, um, moving up the points, moving up the leaderboard.
So, of course,
I'm trying
7th
to go back.
caution now. At least 5 cars involved in that.
Yeah, it looked like something happened with that 31. He was riding behind the 15 car, posting. He checked up, hit his brakes a little bit. Like it's hard to tell right there, and then hit the one, came up and hit him, and then that slowed down and slowed the 35 down, which hit the 78, which made it was a lot. You'll just have to watch the replay and see for yourself. A lot of cars involved.
See Holloway back out on the track. You can see damage on the car. We'll see if he goes to pit road this time to get some of it fixed.
Now, of course, Ball going to be in your lead. Still a lot of time to go. We should be back green in about lap 70, which would give us 30 laps left of the race.
Holloway is on pit road getting damage fixed. I believe everyone involved in that wreck, including the 32 and some of these other guys, have all hit pit road this time.
Now, it's going to be interesting to see where a majority of drivers are going to go this time. They've kind of got almost everybody's kind of got a taste of the bottom side or the high side. But it doesn't seem like the high side's moving as much as we expected it to. Long pace laps here. Imagine if this was Pocono.
Be a lot longer.
I was about to say that sound effect says it all.
Yeah, as far as cars on the track, or for fans, it can make for long cautions. But for example, the 21 of Holloway still on pit road, so these long caution laps benefit some of these drivers involved in these wrecks, able to fix a minute and a half worth of damage before they re-enter the track. The 21 gets back on track in front of the pace car and remains on the lead lap.
Yeah, and with these tracks being so big, it does, even if you do have a little damage, as long as you can kind of catch some draft, you can kind of dismiss some of your damage as long as it's nothing too bad to your, on your tires. But, and, there's a lot of cautions that come out like at the end of the race, a lot of aggression comes out. So even if you have, 4 minutes of damage, there's a lot of times at these big tracks you can get that fixed after, a few cautions.
Now, of course, pace lights are off. That means we're going back green this time.
Some of them cars involved in those earlier wrecks, 35 of Benke, 78 of Aaron Wright, 97 of her, all back in the top 10.
Now, of course, Josh Ball currently in the lead. Jeremy Jones in second. Kilday is in third. It's been a pretty rough and tough night for a lot of these drivers. And, with these cautions, it has been flipping these packs around. So far, every time we have had a caution come out, we have kind of had drivers from the rear cycle back up to the front for a bit. Green back out now for Ball. Lap 70. Someone just blew an engine going into the infield, and it seems to be the 78.
Not the first time.
That means he money shifted again.
So sometimes just to have a paddle shifter,
Yeah, it looks like it's a misshift on the restart to me too, guys. Unfortunate for the 78.
tough situation. Now, inherently possibly gone for the night because I believe he's already used that second fast repair.
Yeah, he climbed out of the car, partner. We're seeing another lead pack break off. Looks like your top 8 drivers before your next pack of 5 cars, and then another 6 pack of cars behind them. So starting to get back into that 3-pack race here that we've seen through the middle of stint 1. So like you said, we're less than 30 laps now. Time to run off a few more laps here, guys. Get away for some of these yellow flags. And you can see the single file up front, and they are cruising.
You know, single file is going to be the biggest name of the game early on here as well. You kind of want to try to marginalize that gas. Of course, the farther back you are, the better it will be. But a half a lap to even a lap and a half will really make a difference with that last inside. Still pretty comfortable on the single file here right now. Ball loving this as he is now getting his chance not only at a lead, but also holding that lead for a decent amount of time.
Let's go number 33.
You know, and we've seen the 33 up front multiple times in the last 2 or 3 weeks that, you know, I've been a part of the Monday night booth. So shout out 33. He's up there once again. It'd be nice to see him win one.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see a 33 finish on ARN, whether it's tonight or on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Looking, he's sitting 24th in points. Went up 6 positions last week in points after his great finish last week. Probably too far out to make the cut, but a win's a win and a good momentum coming in towards the later half of this season.
Would love it if my mouse was working and didn't just cut out on me. There we go. Josh Ball still in the lead.
There you see it. Your top 8 now, 2 by 2, 4 rows deep. Who's going to prevail, top or bottom?
Oh, there goes Rhodes into the infield on the backstretch. Looks like he kept it clean. Him and 88, Fickelsimmer were bumping, and looks like somebody came down on him and knocked him off the out of the lane. But he's good to go. He's back on track.
And you watch some of these cars, for example, watch the 440 Rainey. I mean, as he moves up. But anyway, if you're in the middle of the line, you got a car in front of you, a car behind you, your car's literally floating. So, you know, some of our fans at home like, well, why don't they just stay completely straight? I tell you what, it's not easy. That middle car is floating. As you see that third position car kind of float outside and make his way back in line, and so those cars are just floating, and you're along for the ride.
Now, of course, kind of going back into some of the news here for American Stock Car. Ronald Breland is about the biggest drop in the field so far. It's practically from threat to trouble for him. So he is now in a free fall down the points list. He is down to 14th as he missed the last race. He was a former contender, but is now outside looking in. He went from top 3 outside playoffs in 2 races. Top 5 seeming pretty comfortable here right now.
There goes the caution.
And there it is, that beauty of a nighttime sky cam. That's awesome. That's my favorite by far. I've been waiting on it.
Haven't showed it much. Ball right now doing wonders in the lead. He's led 20 laps so far. Still your leader at the time of the caution. Of course, right now, we're going to go to a full commercial break. And we will be back in just a few minutes here on the Asphalt Racing Network.
I want to taste your banana pudding. You taste my banana pudding.
It's on. It's on.
I was going to say, will you marry me?
Is my makeup messy? Yes, it's messy.
Consumer Cellular can help people save on their cell phone bills. That's why I cut my car in half. This year, let's cut even more things to show people how much they can save. Let's cut the face off of our helmets. Let's cut the top off of our steering wheel. Let's even cut our hats.
Isn't that just a visor?
Shut up, Chris. Great. Can't wait to see what y'all come up with.
Get your second month free with Consumer Cellular.
All right. We are back from commercial break, so appreciate you hanging around with us. If you're one of those 8 gifted subs from our good buddy Broside in the chat, you didn't have to sit through that commercial break as you watched our picture-in-picture. Now, the drivers are getting ready as we're on lap 81. Not much more to go. Josh Paul has held the lead here for a long time. Right now, recorded with 22 laps in the lead, even including the cautions. So it's getting tight here. Ball is in first. Kilday is in second. Holloway in third. Hurt in fourth. Guerrero rounding out your top 5.
Well, might as well go ahead and finish out the top 10 here real quick. 6th, 71 of Trevor Yates. 7th, 31 of Poston. 8th, the 11 of Corbet. 9th, 40th of Greer. 10th, the 343 of Hancock. A couple of them drivers in the mix for the cut line. For what? All right. My favorite time of the night. Turn up them volumes. It's time to crank it up.
What a great segment, man. I love doing it here at Daytona.
Thanks, brother. You know, growing up, you know, big screens were just getting to be a thing. Surround sounds were just, you know, when they first started crank it up. So it was awesome. Do it with headphones on and how realistic this sounds. It's awesome. I just got chills.
Oh yeah, it sounds fantastic. I mean, there's never not a time where a crank it up sounds horrible. Now we're to the point of the night where we start counting down the laps instead of looking at how many they've done. There are 16 laps left to go here. Of course, looking back at the notes, Horst still can't close. He is second in the points with no wins. He finished outside the top 10 after last week. He is all points, no punch. Horst is running out of time. He is safe, but is he a contender?
Ooh. Oh, there goes the 33 sideways. 97 got a little aggressive and got him wobbling.
almost saved that one. Oh, probably real close to our save of the night. I was getting ready to point out once again, Holloway back up into the top 5, contending for the top 3, gets caught up in another one.
As he would probably say, story of my life. 14 of Vincente also got caught up in that too. Oh, whoa. Do we have an airborne count? We might have an airborne count.
That's close. I'm going to say it needs to go under investigation.
That is the worst camera angle to do it with. Oh. 3 out of 4 tires is what it's looking like.
That was close.
3 out of
Close.
4 tires.
Close, but no cigar.
Oh, thank God I don't smoke anyway. I don't know. I kind of want to watch it again. Oh, no, there were tires off. There was a tire off.
Was his bumper still touching? Does that count? I don't know.
You got to have all 4 tires off racing surface.
I was going to say, she already beat me to it, but what if we let the OG herself make the decision on this one?
No flip. Well, yeah, there wasn't a flip, but it's an airborne count. So are we calling that airborne right there?
All right, judge in the chat. Airborne, not flip.
That's airborne.
Ooh,
Not by much, but it's airborne.
what's it going to be?
Slight margin.
From this angle, I'm thinking yes, but might be biased because I want to see that counter up on the screen.
Jeez. We are patiently waiting. I bet. I'm going
Someone
to
said
assume,
airborne.
I'm going to assume with the silence from Laurent, she only wants to judge the flips and is leaving us for the airbornes.
Looks like Josh Ball was given an EOL.
Well, she says she can't argue. Well, you know what that means.
Yes! Let's go.
Airborne count. It took a lot of laps. The airborne count is officially up to 1. See, even Mark in the chat knows it is her specialty.
Oh, and you got it on the tower board this week. That's awesome. Kudos to the graphics department once again.
Yeah, I figured get it up off the bottom corner, you know, put it in the board. Just got to remember to shut it off when I shut the board off. Triple double overtime we work over here.
That's why we say you're the best, brother.
I'm good enough. I wouldn't say I'm the best. I am not Ash Ketchum.
31 of Poston, or excuse me, the 17 of Gibson up on your in your lead pair. Haven't seen him up front all night. See what he can do here at the closing stages of this race.
Good God, Brianna. Gibson up 15 positions from where he qualified, too. Top 3 up a lot. 15th, 13th, and 22 in that order, 1 through 3.
All right, Brandon, let's keep it PG in the chat.
Now, see, Poston in the lead right now, or second place. Poston is P4 in points. Hurt is P3. Of course, both are firmly in the playoff mix. Now trying to solidify it a little bit further. You know, someone, like we were talking about 40 laps ago, Banky is kind of cooled off at the wrong time. He's 13th in points. He dropped to 6th. You know, with that win being taken away, we thought it was going to kind of boost him in the right direction. A little bit of a down spout here, but still one race after tonight to be able to pick it back up.
Here we go.
12 more laps to go with the green flag out. And the most important battles here with these last 11 laps are going to be Greer, Picklesimmer, Hurt, Hancock, James, Rodman, and Breland. 7 drivers, 5 spots, and after tonight, only 1 race.
Of 35 of Binky, you see there in the middle of your screen. We were talking here lately how he's been cooling off a little bit, finds himself in the top 5 at the moment. Hopefully he can keep it up there, get back on track.
I mean, at this point, he needs that win. It's winning, you're in, or you go home. Rhodes is locked. He has momentum. Picklesimmer has practically just got in, and Breland is desperate for an opportunity. So, with a lot of drivers having to overdrive certain situations, you kind of have an opportunity to knock yourself in and knock somebody out.
Starting to see some big pushes, some people being left out to dry. 10 laps to go. Turn up the heat.
I mean, right now, 10 laps, like you said.
Oh, there it goes. Whoa.
Oh, a lot of guys. Picklesimmer, Taylor, Rainey. The list is still going. Rhodes, Huff, Taylor, Guerrero, Yates.
Like I just said, we're going to turn up the heat. We were 3 wide, almost 4 wide there that time by. It ended up costing them.
That was a lot of damage. A lot of drivers with only less than 10 laps to go.
It's always scary when you're facing the wrong direction.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Rainey about squeezed through there, but didn't quite make it.
One hell of a situation to find yourself on at lap 92. You know, even though we're at 10 cautions, not one removed due to the stage break, it has been really good racing. It is more or less been an average caution count per laps tonight. Something that, you know, we've wanted to see kind of dwindle down over the last few weeks and more green flag runs. We've got that tonight. We've got multiple green flag pit stops. Multiple lead changes under green. A lot of fight, you know, for these guys left in the season, and they know wrecking is going to cost them positions. It's going to cost them points. I mean, it is the last 2 race sprint right now. There's no more time to build points. It's attack mode only. I mean, the bubble drivers are already in elimination mode. Leaders are protecting positions. I mean, you could practically say at this point in time that, the playoffs have already started. And it's only going to get stronger from here on out. Now that after the checkered flag is waved here tonight, there's only one more race left until the playoffs.
You said about some of these drivers, it's win or go home, and you don't know if you're going to find yourself in a top 10 or a top 15, top 20 position next week. So if you are one of those drivers on the bubble or in a win or go home situation, expect them, they're going to drive real hard. I expect them to make big moves, push things 3 wide, try to go get that win. Because if not, like we said, pack it up, you're done.
Yeah, for sure. Playoffs definitely start early for a lot of folks. Not your Holloways, your Gibsons that are sitting at the top of the points, but the guys that are, from, seventh place to 15th in the standings. This is the playoffs start early for them guys, and those are the ones that should be the most aggressive tonight.
It's going to be tough for these drivers. They know what's hanging in the balance for them tonight. Right now, Gibson is going to be in the lead for this restart. Boston is in second. Hancock in third. Josh Riddle in fourth, with Hurt rounding out your top 5 drivers. Of course, in the same lane with Hurt is going to be Kilday. So it is going to be a pretty good restart within the top 5 here. You got Matt Banky now in 7th. Alessi up to 8th. Stevens at 9th. And Josh Ball rounding out your top 10.
And looking at this top 10, partner, as far as the bubble goes, give or take, it looks like the 97 of Hurt is our only bubble driver in the top 10, really. So he very well could go from 3 points above the cut line to being a lot more, and maybe even gaining a position or 2 on the points board.
Hancock's up there too. Hancock right now sitting at 11th. So he's just right behind.
Sorry, that's my bad. Yeah, so Hurt and Hancock. Good point out. Thank you, sir. So yeah, we have 2 drivers up there looking to extend that cut line lead.
Yeah, we have a race within a race. So excited to see how this shakes out. Gibson also looking for his first win of the season. He's one of those as well, just like Ethan Horst. He's been up there, had a bunch. He's had 4 top 10s, 2 top 5s, and he hasn't gotten a win yet, not even a stage win. So it'd be huge for Dalton to get his first win of the season and get that momentum built for the playoffs.
Now Gibson going to be in the lead with 9 laps to go.
Another caution.
Another caution out in the back of the field.
Right before that caution came out, the 47 of Stevens cracks the top 10. He is 16th in points, 20 points behind the cut line. So he's looking for a good finish today as well.
It looks like the 73 gets in the back of the 25.
Could it be?
I think I smell another airborne. If my mouse wants to work. Was it the 96 of Rodman? I believe he
Yeah,
got off the ground.
Yeah, unfortunately, the 96 or Rodman involved in that one as we review if he was airborne or not.
Yeah, that's very close.
He is at the beginning of this race. Granted, this doesn't account for some of the stage points we had earlier. But at the beginning of this race, Rodman found himself in 13th in points, 1 point outside the cut line. So one position could be the difference for Rodman today or Ian next week and before they make the playoffs. You see the broken right front, the airborne, tough break for the 96.
Well, we're going to go ahead and update that. Airborne count number 2.
There we go. Not as impressive as some, but all 4 tires were off the ground, so that's airborne.
Nothing will ever be Pickle Simmer getting stuck in the catch fence. A lot of drivers in pits now. Pickle Simmer, Guerrero, Holloway, Corvette, Rodman, Vanderud. 40 Greer's been in pits.
I wonder if Gibson's going to pit or if he's going to pull a number 33 and jerk his wheel at the last minute.
I mean, right now it's a questionable move if you do go in pits. I mean, he's signaling he is in pits, but he is coming back up on the track. I mean, we're going to be at lap 97, 98 time by. I mean, we're going to be in a green-white checkers situation here.
Went back and watched those last couple laps. The 4 Corey Rainey started that last restart in 17th. By the time we got to the caution, which was about 2 laps, found himself at 9th position in the top 10 in front of that wreck, probably saving his race there. Look for him to make some big moves. He's definitely got the car right now.
Hey, Mark, appreciate the 100 bits, my guy.
For those of us that don't know, what are the bits, Cap?
Yeah. I was wondering the same thing.
Bits are practically channel donations.
Well, hell yeah. Appreciate it, bud.
I am being requested to go watch the last 2 laps of Corey Rainey.
Yeah, I'll go back and show you kind of what I was talking about here. You'll see him start on the top line, and he'll make a move down to the bottom, and he'll just be by himself with all the momentum in the world, passing cars all by himself.
There's already 2 positions. Goes down to the bottom. There's 3. There's 4. There's
Slingshot
5.
engaged.
Still
Not
moving.
to mention to the bottom.
6 swoops up last second. 7. Still going on the high side. No draft around. That's going to be 8 with a pinch there to the wall. Loses 1 spot. Gains it right back. That's 9.
I just did something on the stream. I don't know what I did.
An on-screen celebration. I didn't even see nothing.
Raise Hail, praise Dale. It's got Dale Earnhardt all over it. Raise Hail, praise Dale, baby.
Insane moves from the 4-car. Hello, Cheryl.
Those are demon stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna stop.
Well, here we go. We're getting ready. We're about to hit the tri-oval pace car off for hopefully the last time here tonight.
If my math is math, then we are officially in overtime.
All out in front, high line, running good as long as they get to the line. At 1 to go, no more cautions will be out. Then it'll be a fight for the lead. Single file all the way to the top. Hancock right in the bumper of Gibson. Don't think he's gonna pass. Trying to push steady on that bumper off center. This could wreck Dalton.
Yeah, I think if the 33 is smart here, you just stay behind Dalton, get them points. You're on the out, you're barely on the inside. Just stay behind him. Go get them points, kid.
White flag lap now. 17 in the lead. If a caution happens, it is to no avail for the drivers behind. The man has no wins on this season. He has watched his entire team get to victory lane. Now he's going to be fighting Hancock side by side. Gibson still gets the lead. He's holding the lead strong on the top side. Coming around 3 and 4 now. It is that man to watch. They are 3 wide. Hancock's going to go to the lead. A lot of shuffling going on. Wrecking in the back. Hancock still out front. Kilday now in second. Kilday gets the pass just before going to the line to finish the race.
Wow.
It is Adam Kilday's race to win.
Congratulations, Kilday, dude. Great finish. 2 great finishes today in both stints. Man, I feel for the 343. I know I said just take the points, and he got those points, but he had to be white knuckle, eyes big coming towards that start finish line, but Kilday able to make that move and go get the win.
What a race. What a finish. What a stage 1 finish. what a finale. Just all around good racing right there.
Only one more race to go for someone to lock themselves into the playoffs.
You know, and unfortunately for the 97 of her, it looks like he got caught up in that wreck. Didn't get the finish he was looking for. I believe Hancock is our only bubble driver in the top 10. I could be wrong, but either way, with a second place position, he definitely gives himself an excellent chance to just have a solid race next week and find yourself in the playoffs.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the second win for this team, as Guerrero was the one that caught the first one for him.
Let the demo derby begin.
There it is. It's like a rite of passage to get your car destroyed by a teammate.
That's your celebration. Oh.
Nope, still going. Believe that was Holloway.
Yeah.
That was Holloway. Yeah,
Let's go back. Go back and watch Holloway's initial contact on the 14.
And that 21 car is going to do it tonight.
Holloway's still happy. He's got enough wins right now to solidify his points position. Of course, ever since that bounty was put on his head and Guerrero claimed it, it seems like he hasn't been able to get back to victory lane over $20.
Now, we get a chance why some of these drivers are getting out of the car. Get a chance for the video department pull up that last wreck. I'd love to check it out.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and shoot back to the white flag lap. Now, where that wreck happened is what we're going to be paying attention for.
Three wide for 7th place. 2x2 up front here.
Oh, there it is. It's in the back a little bit. Good luck getting a car number, huh? There we go. Looks like it was that 3 wide that got it.
Mm-hmm.
Look like Corey Rainey in the middle using the side draft off 12. They came together, got loose, which ended up getting that top car loose. 47. Stevens, I believe. Unfortunate for him as he's in the bubble competition or in the bubble group. But yeah, mass chaos there at the white flag.
Oh, God.
Any airborne? Still go airborne at all?
So was there 2 wrecks in? That was a separate incident?
There were 2 wrecks in there.
Yep.
Trying to find it now. It's kind of difficult. Some of the guys don't have their designated number on their paint scheme.
Yeah, look at there's a wreck on the back stretch initially before 3, and then there was another right before the triangle.
Yeah, it looks as if the 97 hurt just come down at the wrong time. Collected 12, washed up the track into the 4 Rainy. 97 and the 35 of Benke involved in there. But you're going to see those on these white flag laps and these super speedways. It happens, part of the game. And then kudos to the boys. They put out a great race tonight, a great product, great finishes at both ends of the stints. So I couldn't be prouder. Super exciting, and I had a lot of fun calling this race.
As always, American Stock Car puts on a show. You see the fireworks there as Kilday runs it back to the line to celebrate. Now, of course, Kilday finishes in first place with Hancock in second, Gibson in third. We're going to hear from all 3 drivers. Seems like drivers are now starting to get ready. So we are going to set the stage for you guys. If you're still hanging out watching with us, we appreciate it. These drivers do appreciate it. We're gonna start off with our. Oh, go ahead.
Shout out to all our fans sticking around, man. Appreciate you guys broadside and those gifted subs. Then we had someone. Let's see, who was it? The Funkle Mark with
Randall.
his. Is that who that is? That's awesome,
That is
man.
Mark
Appreciate
Randall.
you. Thanks, guys, for all your support.
All right, we're going to start off with our top three. Finishing in third, once again, kind of getting taken out of a win situation. It's going to be the 17 of Dalton Gibson.
What's going on, Tyler?
Not the way we were. It was looking to, be interviewing you here. It's a little earlier than on the list of interviews, and kind of what we expected there with that last caution. It got a little hairy, not only for you, but for a lot of drivers on the track. Kind of take us through that last green white checkered for you.
Well, that last green white checker, I mean, we had the top two rows. We got a really good restart. But then we also had teammates lining up in ball and kill day. Ended up taking us to the inside. Got a really good run on the inside. We figured that the outside was going to be the lane to be in whenever it came down to it, and out of four, coming to the white, I felt like we still had control. I know there was the six of us there. We just think we just got a little bit of a side draft, and honestly, I never got the run off of four that I probably should have. I should have just stayed high with my teammate there, and instead of side draft, and just made the mistake. And it's only going to be a learning experience there. But shout out to Adam, for the great win and great drive there to the end. Man, I really wish I could get a win here. Still haven't. Still looking. Daytona seems to have my number. But yeah, good overall team night. Kind of bided my time there for the majority of the race after kind of getting caught up in a early incident. Caused me to get a meatball, and not a lot of required damage to repair, but still just kind of took it easy. Wanted to milk my fast repair if I needed it. So all in all, I'll take a top three tonight. I did say I wish that I could talk to y'all more. So I guess I'm following through on that.
Well, but I know you're bummed out by not getting the win, but coming into this race, you're sitting in third points, and then coming in to the final laps here, Poston's in the top 10 with you, Benke's both in the top 10 with you. They're both within 10 points of you. Although you didn't get the win, how important was it to just get the finish and maintain that third position?
Like you said, I mean, it's everything. Just because every position matters at the end of the day. I would rather take this top three, and then with drop races coming, um, I'd rather have one of my worst finishes, because I think I've had a few that are outside the top 20 earlier in the season that obviously could have done things better, but with the way that the format works, this will hopefully create some momentum to the playoffs. But I would value good finishes over wins at this state. Just given that it's still going to be a tight points battle, even up to third, but all the way down to the cut line. I think that every point matters at this point, and you need to get them how you can.
Hey man, congrats on another podium spot. Like we've talked a lot these past the past week and a half. Like I said, great job racing. Top three at any track is always going to be nice. Huge win for your team tonight, as you mentioned. With your guy Hancock, sitting at 11th right now. That was very good for him to get finished second. that's going to help him, catapult into the top 10 hopefully after the points get updated. So how just going into the playoffs in 2 weeks from now, how confident are you in your team succeeding?
With the way I've been running the season, I've been kind of more conservative. I've been holding back in spots where, you know, obviously valuing good finishes over wins, and maintaining consistency has kind of gotten me to this point. But come time versus playoffs, it's me versus 11, and obviously I would love to get my teammates up to the final eight, final four in the next two rounds. And the way it's looking, I think Daniel's already going to go ahead and get that first round bye locked up, and hopefully we can get some more of our Candy Shack guys up there. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's me versus 11, and I want to try and excel as best I can, whether that's stage racing, clean racing, because we do have points for that. Trying to go for poles or biggest mover points. There's a lot of avenues to get points, so I think that it's critical to maximize points, especially coming down to the wire here. Especially getting closer to playoffs and into the first round. Obviously putting myself in a good position to go ahead and advance.
No, I mean, of course, this really, kind of starting to wrap up the end of the season. It's kind of started about a week or two ago. Now, with the second to last race before the playoffs done, what is your goal coming back to the Gen 6 cars next week?
Just to keep it clean. I feel like I will be pretty solid as far as locking into the playoffs. I know that anything can happen. I haven't gotten to look at the points just yet. I'm actually currently trying to upload those right now as we speak. Um, but as far as that goes, like obviously just another good clean run. If I can maintain another top 10 finish, I would be happy. I would consider that a win. Um, it'd be awesome getting a win right before the playoffs, giving myself a little boost, getting into it. But yeah, just making sure that we get some of the guys that are towards the cut line, like Russ and Tyler, and in as well, and making sure that they're secure as well. So, but that at the end of the day, like I think that we're gonna try and prioritize, team points and trying to advance us in uh, more so than individual stats.
I mean, right now you're still sitting third on point, which is good. You really didn't have to worry about a move downwards this week. Would have been, a little bit better with a win, so it's kind of bittersweet here tonight at the finish. But I mean, team seems to be the one that's going to be picking the cars in the playoffs right now. You guys are still currently in the lead off of team standings, and you are in there by a pretty good margin. I mean, just off of your points alone, you guys sit at 317. Second place is going to Slightly Dangerous Racing, sitting at 267.7. So how are you guys feeling about, the team point advantage, which would kind of give you guys the actual advantage by picking the car?
I feel like it's huge. It incentivizes, working together and getting teammates that will work with you. And that's how we've always done this system, especially the core group of guys that we've run this type of league with for the last 3 years. Um, team racing is everything, especially at a plate track, trying to maximize points for everybody and kind of sharing the wealth. It's huge. So in this system, we try and reward that. But yeah, I think that whoever we get towards that final four, the last two races of the season, we're gonna try and get a car that will benefit, one if not multiple drivers, the most. So with that being said, that's something that together as a team will come together and determine that. But uh, as far as track goes, I think it'll be out of our hands. I would anticipate hopefully running a Talladega race as opposed to a Daytona race, just because more wide open, less room for error, and if you need to avoid a wreck, you can. But yeah, just it's going to be huge. Just kind of locking up this team championship, and it will go through the playoffs, so we won't know a team champion until the final race, but the leader at race 15 will get that choice. So, um, other than that, I think we're going to be in a really good position to capitalize and hopefully get our say as far as what car we're driving that championship race.
Now, of course, man, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your Monday, do you have any shout outs you'd like to give to anybody?
Yeah, absolutely. Mickey, Blake, Tyler, appreciate y'all again this Monday. I can't wait to go back and watch this broadcast. I got friends and family watching that always, give me positive comments as far as how good of a job y'all are doing. So we always appreciate y'all broadcasting. And yeah, thank you to my friends and family that are watching. Thank you to my teammates, Todd, Daniel, Tyler, Russ. Just thank you guys. I know that we wish that we could have locked out that top four. I think that would have been really cool. I think we only did that one other time this season. But it is what it is. But thank you to friends and family. Thank you to teammates. Thank you to my wife for letting me do this. Thank you guys for broadcasting. Think that's all. But looking forward to seeing y'all next week and more soon, actually, probably Wednesday night.
Love the confidence, man. Of course, congratulations on the third place finish tonight, and having the team still hold that lead on the points standing right now. Of course, like I said, bittersweet. You weren't able to get that first victory, but time will come. So, of course, congratulations on your top three.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Yep, congrats, man.
That was your third place finisher, Dalton Gibson. Little monotone there, as you can tell. That kind of hurt him that he wasn't able to get that win out when he expected it. I mean, it just seemed to go his way, and at the end, just unfortunately didn't pan out to be it.
Yeah, it's a bummer for the 17, but again, a good finish for him to maintain points position. We got one last race before the playoffs start, so a top three is never really anything to hang your head on.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Honestly, I think the best case scenario with him is to not even win next week, so he keeps that hunger for his first win of the season and secures it in the playoffs. I think that'd be the best case scenario for him. I know he wants to win real bad. I mean, I would too, but hell, save it for the playoffs if you can. It'll mean a lot more then than it would on the last night of the regular season.
Now, of course, moving to our second place finisher here tonight. This is going to be the number 343 of Russ Hancock.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing much better now that I finished that race in second spot.
There you go.
You asked me the last time I was up here for the win if I was going to make it back into victory lane. I thought I had a chance tonight, but cards didn't fold out exactly right. But a second place finish will help me secure my spot, hopefully, for making the playoffs here.
Well, I mean, you went from 11th to 9th tonight on points. Of course, still trying to look for that victory. I mean, it was there in grasp. It seemed like, either you or the 17 were going to have it. Just unfortunately didn't go the way at the end. Of course, first time we've went to Gen 6 cars. Some people don't have a lot of experience in these cars consistently. How did the car feel for you tonight?
They got hot really quick. They were pretty stable when pushing, but the side draft was a killer with these cars.
Yeah, man. Congrats on your second place finish. And in my book, I think you were the main winner tonight, just because you were on the outside looking in, and you were smart at the end. There was a bunch of wrecks going on. So my question is, what was your final thoughts on that on turns 3 and 4 coming to that checkered?
And do everything I could to stay up in the top three, top four spot. I knew I needed points. Did all I could to slow the run up when Kilday got his run coming up on the inside. I tried to get down and block that line, and it paid off for me. It got me in that second position and really got us up there. Got me close where I thought the win was in grasp. It just didn't fall my way, but I'm happy to be in second and happy to have a teammate finish third right behind me.
It didn't fall your way, but it fell your way in the same sense. Able to get
Exactly.
that top 10. Now all you got to do is just have a respectable finish next week. Don't do nothing too crazy. Don't get too aggressive, and just have you a safe, good top 10 finish. Get you some stage points, man, and you're 100% locked in, man.
Yes, sir. Those stage points are key. And get last week the stage win helped me a lot. It boosted me up into the top 12, and then tonight, of course, the getting lap led and also getting a second place finish is definitely got me feeling better about making the chase with this car with this group, and hope my luck continues and I can keep finishing like I had tonight.
Kind of bouncing off of that a little bit, like you said, a stage win last week, now a podium finish this week. Bit of a hot streak. Are you doing anything different the last couple weeks as far as preparation or the way you're driving?
Not really. I'm just trying to save my car as much as I can. Um, I know when I get towards the back of the field, I get caught up in a lot of stuff that I'm maybe not starting, but I'm getting caught up in it. So I'm trying to, especially running with a team, stay with the guys, and as long as we can run together, it's a definite advantage to have a good team that works together.
No, I mean, of course, it's been a little difficult for drivers to keep that consistency going and, kind of find their groove, especially with changing, manufacturers and what series we're running on a weekly basis or every 2 week basis. Has it been difficult for you to kind of hone in, or, do you feel like you need that second race when we switch a gen to kind of get comfortable within the car?
I think it definitely helps having a second race with it. It definitely, you do get more comfortable and you know more of what you can and cannot get away with and where you can put the cars. I mean, you see people are figuring out where to run, and it's not often you see a top line form up like that and just stay fast.
Going back to the last lap, you got down to the bottom, eventually made your way to the lead, and actually had a cleared the top and bottom line. What was going through your head at that point? Were you thinking of blocking again? Were you just going for the points? What was going through your head when you were actually leading that final lap?
I honestly I wanted to maintain. I thought with Adam behind me until he moved up. With Adam behind me, I had a good chance of staying out in the lead. But he got a good run, and things just opened up for him a little bit better than they did for me. But I I, I don't think I could have done anything different. If I'd have jumped up in front of the top line, I'd have probably caused a stack up and caused a bigger wreck and took out a couple teammates. So staying on the bottom line seemed like my best option for the night.
Of course, man, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your Monday, do you have any shout outs you'd like to give to anybody?
Of course, you guys for putting on this broadcast. I enjoy going back and watching them after the races. And also for Dalton working so hard, keeping this thing running like he is, and the admin that work to review the races after the races are done. And the whole Candy Shack team just working together as well as we have been.
Well, of course, man. Congratulations on the second place finish. Of course, not the win you or Dalton were expecting to have, but still a good feat, better than having to finish in the back and possibly having to use that drop race tonight.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
You have a good one, man.
All right. Thank you.
That was our second place finisher of Russ Hancock, which means we only have one more person to interview tonight. And this was the man that was in the right position at the right time. Your winner of the race, Adam Kilday.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, man. How you doing?
All right. How's it hanging?
It's going pretty good. I was about to say, for someone that just won a race, you don't seem too enthused about it.
Oh no, I got up, made a snack, went to the bathroom, but yeah, now I'm back. But it was an exciting race, to say the least.
I mean, you guys are a rookie team. I mean, all teams are rookies, but you guys are the newest rookies on the field. 2 wins for the team now. You've got multiple poles for the team so far this season, and now you put yourself in victory lane, giving you a pretty good momentum run now going towards the playoffs. At that last lap there, that last restart, did you kind of feel like that was even possible?
I mean, I want to say it was kind of a repeat of how the stage ended. It seemed like maybe first stage, if I waited to go to the bottom for another lap or so, like it would have maybe had stood a better chance at maybe winning stage. But it's kind of hard to predict because you never know which lane is like going to be organized or whatnot, and who's side drafting who. But on the green white checkered, I was committed to just rolling the top. I think my teammate Ball behind me, he had an opening for a split second to maybe jump down to the paint on the inside lane, but it looked a bit too close. And we thought we lost our opportunity on one of us winning the race then, but after that, we kept trying to roll the top, try to get that window again where Ball could clear behind me, which he did. And he ended up calling out to go to the bottom lane. We went down. He was on my bumper for a bit, but I think he got side drafted off of me. And I think Russell Hancock ended up jumping in front of me at one point on the white flag lap. But yeah, it's like when that happened, I wasn't really able to break through the bubble to get to Russell. So I thought the second lane, whoever was leading that at the time, was just going to roll with it and probably win the race. So luckily, Ball behind me got some momentum back. He got to my bumper, got me to the back of Russell. So I was just determined to try to push Russell as hard as I could, try to clear myself, and make a race winning move, which did happen. I got up to the middle lane, was able to side draft Russell back a little bit, and then it was smooth sailing from there.
I hope I can be as cool, calm, and collect when I win my first race. I'll probably headbutt the wall or something. I'll be too excited. Congratulations on the win, bud. So, like you just kind of like you just ran us through that white flag. How much confidence or how much more confidence does it give you, especially on a white flag lap, to have your teammate behind you?
Quite a bit, especially with this package of racing we have now, the cross eye racing, which is unfortunate. But I think I'm given no other option but to learn this package. As it's on the trucks and the ARCA car and uh, God knows what else. Gen 6, seems to be a bit um, kind of more leeway with the bumps and how fast you can hit someone with a bump and momentum. The B cars is a total mess at the moment, so those aren't as fun. But the Gen 6s I ended up missing out on when I joined the service in like 2020. They were phasing them out, and that's when the next gens rolled in. But just coming in and getting familiar with how far I want to be in the car too, like setting the right FOV, determines how confident I am with how far back I am off of someone. Because there's a few other cars I run separate FOVs in, and just tuning the force feedback right to where I want it. That plays a huge factor for me, at least. But once I get all that dialed in, it's pretty much, I'm in a good spot, and maybe I could make the moves I need to make to get track position. But the way it is right now, if you don't have teammates around you to bail you out of scenarios, it's kind of hard to do. Especially in this Gen 6 car, I think teammates play more of a factor.
I mean, of course, it's difficult on a week in and week out basis. Of course, it's only 2 tracks; those are kind of easy to circumnavigate. But like you said, touching a car you didn't have much time to run. Do you kind of feel like that could obviously put you at a disadvantage, but just thankfully maybe right place, right time tonight, or do you feel like you had enough skill and strategy to that kind of got you that win here?
I think it's just um, getting used to racing with the people in my Discord. Like we race OP Racing super speedways on other nights, and that's the first league I pretty much joined for super speedway league, I want to say. And this was probably in 2023. But Vicente, Ball, they ran as teammates in that league for quite a while, and I ran with a different group. So they ended up finding this night, this league, American Stock Car Racing, and they invited me over to race with them for a change. And so now we're hanging out. Where we were once competitors, and now we're teammates working together. And we've done maybe 4 or 5 races as a team so far, and it's been paying off well, to say the least. So, but yeah, just getting comfortable with where our mindsets are, and I think I'm more of the kind of laying back and being more cautious uh, out of the team. But now it's in certain cars, if you're a bit too cautious, you could end up getting sent to the back, which I think happened to me at one point in the race. I got stuck up on the top side by myself and went to the back. Probably lost about 15 spots or so, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I want to say, forming team chemistry is probably a huge factor in all of this stuff nowadays on the sim.
Last one for me here, Adam. Like you said, it looks like you only have 4 races under your belt here in the American Stock Car Racing League. 21 in points, though, ahead of many of the drivers that have raced the 8 or 9 races that we've raced. Um, although, so how important is it to build the momentum here at the end of this season? I don't know. Does this league, if you win, you're automatically in playoffs, or is it points only? I guess I should ask first.
That I am not 100% sure of. I think it's points, but um, it's really because we have all of us kind of looking out for each other in the race. We try to get all of us in a good position to be in the best spot for stages and the race end finishing position. So it ends up building up consistency over time. It's unfortunate, once Vicente got involved in a couple more incidents in the back, when me and Ball were kind of up towards the front 3 rows, that ended up sending Vicente off of a different strategy from us, and we couldn't really give up the track position me and Ball had up in the front to go back and maybe work with Vince to get him up to the front. But it's just a part of it. It's I guess across a bunch of the cars in this session, there was quite a lot of incident points, and this car manages to bring out a lot of carnage in ways. But you sometimes get the short end of the stick, and you're trying to check up for the wreck, and you're getting plowed into from behind, and your car is just getting junked, and you're having to go back into the pits and fix it, type of thing. You're never given that chance to try to work your way back up through the field. But it's some races you just have that sort of luck and it doesn't work out your way. But I don't know where me and Ball sit at the points currently. I think we may be tied because I know Ball has won a couple stages or whatnot. But I think all three of us are pretty much neck and neck around points at the moment. But I'll have to wait and see what that looks like when they get it all updated on the website.
Now, I could actually check that for you. As we are updated, you are currently sitting in 21st, just behind Ball in 20th. And believe the points looking right now is 174 to 178. Yeah, very, very close points gap right now.
Yeah, we might have just been a bit late. So but it's all good. We just wanted to really jump up. I guess it was mostly Ball's idea. He wanted to run this series and got me and Vince and I think one of Ball's buddies, Daniel Hoff, got him to run along with us too. But it's just racing around new names too on a super speedway for a change is something good for me as well. But yeah, it's just wanted to ride around. Wasn't really looking forward to making a push for playoffs, but really, you kind of set a milestone on winning some of the super speedway league races. There's a few big ones out there. I've got a couple ones in Area 51. I've won about 20 or so in the OP Racing League. CFM Speedway Monkeys on Sunday. I've won about 4 of those, and you just set a goal to try to get wins and these big ones, and I guess I could cross this one off the list. So yeah, and Vince got a win too earlier in the season, so now we try and get Josh Ball one here, or Daniel Hoff, or now we got another guy running with us, Dwayne Corbett. Maybe secure him a win or something.
No, of course, man. First run in the Gen 6 cars. Now that that's kind of out of the way, how do you feel about coming back to the Gen 6 next week?
At Talladega, I mean, I'm probably looking forward more to like the extra room we have on the track, so it'll be the same. I'm gonna mark down the settings I had put in for this car and uh, remember to implement it into the next week's race and try to pick up from there. But but yeah, we should see probably more organized three wide racing for sure. And that's what I'm looking forward to, how these cars drive with 3 lanes, trying to move and work their way towards the front. But at Daytona here, it seemed like the middle got a little tight because you had people kind of below you wanting to pinch you to side draft, and at the same time you got someone up on your top side wanting to get on your door as well, so you're getting sandwiched a lot. But uh Dega will give us more leeway and maybe a few less cautions too, so I'll be looking forward to that as well.
Of course, man. Before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your night, do you have any shout outs you'd like to give?
Oh yeah, we'll do shout out to the team in Discord, Vicente Guerrero, Daniel Hoff, Josh Ball, and Dwayne Corbett. We'll do shout out to Josh Ball there on the final lap for getting to the back of me and giving me one heck of a shove, allowing me to clear up for the race win. And shout out to League as well, that puts on this Monday series. I don't know who the admins are, but I know they put in a lot of time and effort to try to keep something like this running. So appreciate that as well. And the broadcast there on Twitch TV. I can't remember the name, but shout out to your guys' time you take to broadcast these races too. So much appreciated.
Of course, man. Congratulations on your first Gen 6 Cup car win. Of course, it's late in the season for it, so might not be able to get to that playoff position, but definitely looking forward to seeing what you're going to be able to accomplish next season with it.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it. And you know, just trying to keep a clean slate and see what we could do with that. But I don't know if they're making any changes for their next season. I'll I'll keep a close eye on the Discord, see what they're all talking about and stuff. But yeah, that's still up for decision. We'll see.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you jumping up here and letting us pick your brain for a little bit, and hopefully we're talking to you again with the top 3 or another win.
Yeah, we'll do, man. I appreciate it. You all have a good one.
You too, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Congrats.
I appreciate it.
That was your race winner, Adam Kilday.
Good for him, man. Seems like a good kid. Came into the league late, it sounds like. So to get a win and be where he's at in positions, if he does make it back for season 2, I do expect him to be somewhere in contention for the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, that was huge for him. Unfortunately, he hasn't, you know, logged a lot of races this season, but I'm sure he'll carry this momentum for the rest of the season into next season as well. So shout out to him as well for his win. Great night racing, boys.
Of course, man. Adam Kilday takes the win here tonight. Russ Hancock finishing in second. Don Gibson in third. Josh Ball finishing in fourth with Poston, rounding out your top 5. Matthew Wilson in 6th. Matt Banky in 7th. Mandaroot in 8th. Pickle Simmer in 9th. And Half in 10th. Crazy race here tonight. It's pretty good. Better race. One of the best races so far of the season. 25 lead changes in 102 laps. Of course, 11 cautions minus 1, that's 10. 28 laps of pacing. So not bad. Better night than normal. Of course, high action here at the end of the season. Where, of course, it gets a little bit more dicier because you have guys that are all in bubbles trying to knock out or put themselves in.
Yeah, it's going to be real exciting next week. Real curious to see who can put together the race they need.
Yep, the biggest race of the so far is going to be next week, where it's going to be very exciting to watch because there will be a lot of probably points drama. When it comes to those guys on the outside looking in, a lot at stake next week, and I'm excited to watch it.
And I want to cut in here real quick before we let you go, Tyler. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Oh, God, put me on the spot.
I did that before. I don't know if you remember.
Well, yeah, but that I was prepared for. This I wasn't. I mean, I guess I'd have to give a big shout out first off to you guys for jumping up multiple times a week now. Definitely are going to be a permanent fixture of ARN moving forward. We still have to talk about that and get all your wives on board because not everybody's wife's as nice as mine. So, of course, start off with you guys for helping me out. All the leagues that make this possible. This is still a fresh company. Asphalt Racing Network has been around for just over a year now. And the numbers we pull on a weekly basis could not be done without you guys watching at home and, of course, the leagues itself. So, first off, shout out to the fans that tune in every week and kind of make my world go around a little bit easier. Of course, first shout out to NARS, because without them, I wouldn't be here now. They were the first ones to give me my start on a fresh slate with no production background on the NASCAR side of things. So, shout out to NARS first. Of course, Right Time picking me up second. And, of course, American Stock Car Racing League for entrusting me with their very first season here on iRacing. Literally would not be able to do this without all three of those leagues. And, of course, everybody in attendance on a weekly basis, the drivers, the fans, the family and friends that are watching at home. I mean, none of this would be possible without you guys. So, I mean, it's big shout outs and big thank yous to everybody all around.
Well said.
No, you're so sweet. I appreciate it.
But of course, guys, all good things have to come to an end. Monday night is officially wrapped up with your live race coverage, but don't fret. We are back on Wednesday for Right Times ARCA Series. Thursday for the Truck Series, where you can see Blake Sherrill run about 40 laps before he joins me in the booth. NARS Truck Series on Friday, with the Gen 6 cars making their farewell tour this season on Saturdays. Of course, it has been one hell of a race here tonight, and we expect nothing but the best moving forward to next week. On behalf of everybody at American Stock Car Racing League and the Asphalt Racing Network, we would like to thank you guys for tuning in and watching this race live with us. If we don't see you on Wednesday, we hope to see you back here on Monday. Now, of course.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, there it is. I was waiting for you guys.
Hey, good night, guys.
Really, Blake? That's how you're gonna end it? You don't know deuces?
Deuces.
There we go.
You threw me off. You threw me off with the shade on Thursdays, man, and then I realized in the back of my mind the Knicks are playing again this Thursday, which will be Game 6. So hopefully, I'll keep my mind on the race and not the game, but that will be impossible. Anyways, deuces.
Well, then make sure fans to check out Thursday because we'll be watching that 33 pretty damn closely. Of course, until next time, as always, we're going to leave you with the white flag lap where Kilday officially got his first win in a Gen 6 car. We hope you have a good night, everybody, and we hope to see you again.